Hello, and today we'll be playing with the demon Lurks. There's a news update that came out. It came out about a week ago, a little more than a week ago. I think on the 21st or the 20th. So this is going to cover Morris's route. So last time we saw Morris, he was turned into a demon, I guess. And he ran off before the others could attack him. Though right before he left, it seemed like while Morris was in demon form, he still recognized Kobu. So I don't think he is completely a demon, or maybe he is a demon, but he hasn't completely lost his memory of Kobu, because it looked like he was hesitant for a moment. Or maybe not hesitant, but it looks like he was trying to get closer to Kobu. It was looking at him, and right when the others tried to attack him, he left. So we're about to see them. I presume they gotta go after Morris. So you won. Your lungs feeling like they would tear apart at any moment. You have to catch up to Morris. Your friend jumps from building to building through Kibbleton. You turn the corner, scrambling to catch sight of where he's going. Huh? A swarm of faceless saddles march towards you, their forms seen on the wheel, waxing and waning out of existence. What happened here? Demons? Aliens? Look around, noticing some saddles. Upon leaving the range of the dark clouds, revert back into regular people, none the wiser to what happened. A field that transforms people. Is this one of Morris's powers? See, I don't have the time right now, but I have to stop this before it could get worse. You charge forth through the saddles before you. Their intangible forms reshaping as if a cloud of smoke. Morris. The distance between you and Morris shows no signs of closing as he continues to leap from roof to roof. Power surges in the palm of your hand. A portal would give you a chance to halt his movement, but the risk of your identity being revealed is too high. What the? A brilliant streak of light soars through the sky, carrying Toast at its end. The arrow strikes Morris's shoulder with a thunderous crack. Toast's head ricochets off Morris's back, and is sent flying who knows where. Morris falls into the valley in front of him. You stop and look back at where the shot was fired. On top of a roof, at least a kilometer away, you make out the faint outline of the angelic canine. Without time to spare, you run into the alley. Morris? The hulking beast is sitting on the ground, clutching its injured shoulder. Your legs quake, though you're not sure if it's not from fear or exhaustion. He turns his head towards you, his face twists into a hostile grimace. He rises and roars. Morris sinks his claws into the ground and slashes upwards. A hail of debris follows as you dash behind a nearby dumpster. The metal screams as it's hit with the brunt of whatever rock comes its way. Ah! Just as you open your eyes, a sour rocky projectiles and dirt smash to pieces against the wall beside you. Morris, stop, it's me. Please listen to me. I'm here to help, okay? Help, okay? You squint as you watch him raise one of his hands up, his claws glowing red. He growls as his shoulder is shot by bright sparks. Morris brings his hand down, releasing streaks of red energy flying towards you. You tense, hold your breath, and get ready to dodge, but your entire body barely reacts fast enough. Red streaks of light arc upwards and explode above your head. What was that? A warning shot? You both lock eyes, staring long and deep into each other without saying a word. Slowly, you hold out both arms and surrender and call out in a shaky voice. Morris, please. I won't hurt you. You point to his shoulder. That hurts, right? I can try to fix it, I don't know how, but you have to let me help you, please. You inch closer to him. The sparks continue to make his shoulder twinge, but the rest of his body is frozen in place. Morris, let me help you. Your eyes remain fixed upon his gaze. Behind the seething anger is fear. You hold out both your hands. Look, it's me, Kobu. Morris grunts. You know me, remember? We had pizza night, and that night we exercised the house. We had that awesome beef bowl. He stopped, standing inches away from him. That arrow hurt you, right? We can figure it out. We'll find a way to undo it. He looks at you in silence. You open your arms. Your heart is pounding in your ears, but you choose to stand strong for Morris. Morris, I'm here for you. Your every sense is waiting for the demon boar's next action. He approaches and your stomach tightens. Morris leans in and sniffs your neck. His breath is warm, but you don't register it as hostility, nor do you think he's going to take a generous bite. You slowly raise your hands to touch his face as a whiff of roasted pork coming from him. Your fingers glide through his short, bristly fur, though it's coarse and disheveled, a sharp contrast his prim and proper self. A sliver of familiarity remains that comforts you. You gently pull him back, and as your eyes meet for a brief second, you think you see the demon in you, reflected in the radiant gold of his eyes, an image that shakes you to your core. Could he perhaps see through your facade, the person you denounced all those years ago? Does he know who you truly are? He lets go of his injured arm. You blink. Your attention returns to Morris. Mustering what little courage is left, your arms wrap around his neck as you embrace him. Morris returns your gesture with sharp, guttural grunts, snorts and shudders as though he's never faced anything more terrifying. You refuse to let go. It's going to be okay, Morris. It's going to be okay. Your hand begins to stroke near his shoulder, careful to avoid his injury. You hope that it takes his mind off the pain, even just for a little bit. Shh. It's okay. You're safe now. Safe. You keep your hold onto him, unsure what to do next. For now, all you wish is for Morris to be alright. Golden light suddenly envelops his body, and he's radiating a comforting heat. Huh, Morris? Wait, what's happening? Where's the B button on this? Panic grips you as your friend shrinks within your arms. Morris? In seconds, his form reverts back to his original state, and the glow fades away. He stands inches away from you. Ugh. He falls forward, but you catch him in time. Kobu. His eyes are closed, but you breathe a sigh of relief. upon seeing the rise and fall of his chest. The injury on his shoulders is almost no more. Thank God you're alright. Hugging him, you feel the sun's rays tickle your cheeks. The weather has changed with Morris's transformation. The magic field that turned people into saddles dissipates along with it. Look at his sleeping face, you whisper to yourself. It's just a handful. Hey. Huh? Toasted sense from the sky. Cool, you got the big guy to calm down. I don't know if it was me. I mean, it happened somehow. Was taking his pants off part of the process. Pants, what? You look behind you. Morris's pants lie separate from his body. Snatch the pants and turn back to toes with a look of utter shock, but before you can explain yourself, you hear footsteps rushing towards you. Lucian appears from behind. Kobu, are you alright? Lucian, I'm fine. You took your time getting here. That's because you had a good head start. Honestly, why do I believe strapping you to that arrow was going to make it fly any better? It did. I so made it. I still made sure it hit him. It did. I so made sure it hit him. Also, he points at Morris. Was stripping him really necessary to revert his transformation, Kobu? I didn't strip him. Now can we please just take him to a hospital? Hold on, I can check his condition. Lucian approaches Morris and summons a feather in one hand. You know, if you keep plucking your feathers, your wings are going to go bald. Lucian scoffs as the hyena snickers. The angel runs the feather along Morris's body, his eyes never blinking during the process. His physical condition is fine, but I can sense that a large chunk of his soul energy has been drained. That's dangerous. If it was fully depleted, then yes, but there are sparks of it remaining. He'll recover with some rest. A loud crack distracts all of you. Right above Morris, a tear opens up, much like your portal, and out comes a briefcase. It falls with a loud thunk beside Morris. Free stuff. Think there's a cash in there? No, I think. You look at Morris, then back at the briefcase. I think it's Morris. Lucian brings the briefcase closer to you and opens it. Inside is a pair of gray pants and an envelope. The envelope is emblazoned with the words, "To whom it may concern." You grab the envelope, its side bulges slightly. You open it, your fingers brush against a few $100 bills and a letter. To whom it may concern, if you are reading this, I'm the unconscious born nearby. Do not be alarmed. I have a condition that causes me to lose consciousness for a while. In this letter, I enclose some money that is yours to keep. All I ask is that you leave my body be, and I'll be on my way when I wake up. Thanks in advance, Morris. P.S. If you could keep my body away from bad weather, that would be much appreciated. I don't know what's more insane, the fact he wrote an instructional letter to whoever sorry sap finds him, or that he actually expected it to work. The implications of this letter weigh heavily on your heart. Let's not waste any more time. We got to take him somewhere else. Why can't we just take the money and leave him here? He says it would be fine. No, we are not leaving him. He just sucks at asking for help, I think. Let's take him to your place, Kobu. But is a hospital better? Like, they have all those machines that go beep, and that bag that keeps you alive when you can't eat. Any mortal doctor won't find anything wrong with him. It's a waste of time. Lucian crouches down and then grunts daintily as he throws the board over his shoulders. I'll fly him to Kobu's house. You carry his briefcase. You nod. I'm coming with. Lucian throws a dirty look at the ghost. You dare to gamble with my patience? I've got nothing better to do. I hear a dead end looking for Arkan's jacket besides his Kobu's place. You don't get to tell me if I can come or not. I don't mind. Toast is mostly harmless. Hey, these guns are anything but harmless. He flexes his arms, but you pay him no heed. Lucien sighs and takes off while you and Toast trek it on foot to your apartment. After arriving at your place, you had Lucien lay Morris down on your mattress in the living room. You tuck him into your blanket. He looks peaceful when he's sleeping. What if he doesn't wake up? Exhausted, you slump on the floor next to Morris. Lucien and Toast join you. You alright there, buddy? Yeah, this is just a lot to process. You press your forehead as you think all sorts of questions fill your mind. You don't even know where to begin. The ghost places his cold, translucent hand on your head. He attempts to pat you, but all you feel is a cool sensation rushed against your hair. You will make it through. Just have patience. Yeah, I guess that's the most important thing. I'm just so tired from yesterday. There's a brief moment of silence. So, about my plan to get you to the underworld. Lucien, no. He groans but quickly coughs to mask it. Come now, he's all commencing. And he's harboring demonic powers he can't control. What good will he be against Vendrake? He's still a capable exorcist. I'm not giving up on him before he and I talk it out. This goes against all logic. You're also violating both of our company's rules. Do you want me to get a demotion? Lucien, this is more than just a way to keep your job. Have a heart. I do have one, and it's perfectly healthy. Then you think about Morris too. Yeah, you can't give up on a bro. That's not cool. We got to have each other's backs. That's why Arkan trusts me with his job. Your missing clothing is hardly comparable. Lives are on the line. Well, Morris's feelings matter too. I ain't his #1 fan, but I know I would hate it if I woke up and found out I got left behind. Your pity is racing on him. Didn't he try to exercise you before? It happens to the best of bros. He's a little uppity, like you, but I know he's good enough to look after Kobu, and I can respect that. He grins and suits you a pair of finger guns. Kinda like you, lose an attitude, we all could be bros. He gives Lucien a pair of middle fingers. The angel cocks an eyebrow. Bros. Lucien's tail wags a little until he grabs hold of it. Preposterous. They'll both smack you on the head when you were leaving the underworld because I never signed up to be a part of some eclectic trope. Toast tilts his head and holds one hand against his chest dramatically as though he's been dealt devastating news. Hermano, where is esto? He doesn't want to be a part of our family. I heard this is what happens to boys who didn't get the toys they wanted as a child, so it's sad. Stop talking about me like I was some unloved puppy. Morris grumbles in his sleep. You and Toast simultaneously put a finger to your lips to tell the angels to sus. Lucien quickly covers his mouth. After a short chuckle, you let your decision be known. Anyways, Lucien, I'm sticking with Morris's plan. We've already started working with the gang. It would cause more problems to pull out now. I thought this through. This is the best way to reach King. Lucien flicks his head back in annoyance. Fine then. I suppose you could do worse. At the very least, I'll stick around and make sure the job was done. Hell yeah. I'm in too, but after I'm done helping Arkan. Which reminds me, I got to get back to searching. If you see any of them coat people with a black leather jacket, grab it for me. We'll keep an eye out for them then. Won't we, Lucien? Lucien grumbles something under his breath, but Toast doesn't seem to notice. Adios, compadre. He floats up and leads through the ceiling. Can we talk outside? Sure. You follow him onto the balcony of your apartment. The air is perfectly still. You can hear the crows cawing nearby. What's on your mind? Lucien pursed his lips. Just a little matter of when you are going to tell Morris you're the Demon Lord. A little half past never sounds good. Be serious. It's only a matter of time before he knows. He's half demon. Surely he will understand. Right, the guy who concealed the fact that he's half demon is going to be over the moon knowing he's helping another demon. Well, don't expect me to deceive him. It's one thing for a demon to lie, but an angel, unspeakable. You lean against the balcony's guardrail and look intently into Lucien's eyes. For a moment, no words were exchanged. You consider Lucien's demands and search for a way to avoid committing to the truth. Still lie about. Your mission was to come and bring the Demon Lord back to the underworld. As far as you are concerned, I'm no Demon Lord. No one, not one now. Barely one before, and I doubt ever would be again, so you're still looking. If you think semantics will sway me, it's a fact. My father ran the kingdom, empowered the demons, and upheld order between up above and the underworld. You let out a dry laugh. What did I have to sow for myself? Oh, I know, my impulsive plans, ones that desecrated the history of the underworld, let souls come back to life, and who could forget being such a miserable leader that I became the first demon lord to be kicked out. Lucien frowns and grits his teeth. You're being emotional. It couldn't have possibly been as bad as you're making it out to be. Well, it was. I'll tell you the same thing I told my father. I'm not the right person for this job. I don't have my father's foresight or his amazing prowess. All I've done is just prove how much of a failure I am compared to him. Can you even understand how I feel? Being a loser at the one thing I was raised to do? You think I'm still a Demon Lord? You're really making me work for my promotion. But you know what? Maybe you're right. Well, look, when I took this job, I thought I was going to help some savant trickster, a ruler over the darkness, whose powers rival Lord Gary's. Instead, I met an actor, less of a demon and far less than a mortal. There is no Demon Lord here. If words were nice, your heart would have been sank. The two of you exchanged uncertain glances. I should go on patrol. Let's save this conversation for later. You hang your head low. Sure. The angel climbs onto the guardrail and soars away out of sight. You return to your apartment and slump yourself on your mattress. That night, I was taken away as you watch videos of an old TV show on your phone, but the only thing replaying in your head are all the mistakes you've made up to this point. Sleep evades you that night as tears streak down your face. The next morning, Morris is still unconscious. You try to wake him up by first shaking him softly. Then you shake him more aggressively, but to no response. You decide to give up on trying to wake him and go to work. You have expected to see Lucien outside, but he's not there. There's no Demon Lord here. You shake your head, forcing the thought away. Gotta focus. Wake up, Morris, and find King. At work, you're terribly distracted by thoughts about Morris. Wait a minute, he's unconscious, but he still needs to eat. How do I feed an unconscious person? A line forms at the counter. There's also the matter of hygiene. How am I supposed to bathe him anyways? Would doing that be considered a violation of his personal space? Excuse me. Not to mention, does he remember anything that happened? He wasn't like himself at all back then. Excuse me, princess. The customer slams the basket of goods on the counter, snapping you out of your rumination. The rest of your work day is not very productive, to say the least. After work, you use the money Morris provided to purchase a bunch of jelly drinks, some snacks, and toiletries to care for the boy. Upon reaching your apartment door, Lucien swoops down and sits casually upon the nearby handrail. There you are. Where have you been since yesterday? I thought that it would have been better if you saw less of me for a while. I can't watch, of course. No, it's okay. I'm sorry for dumping all that on you. My feelings about my old life are complicated. The only thing I know for sure is that I want to bring my friend back. Right, that would be a suitable thing to focus on. You feel some warmth rush to your cheeks. You're glad you didn't mess things up with Lucian. You both enter your apartment. He's still asleep. Not even an earthquake could wake him. You approach Morris and Toast's head pops out of the ceiling. Hola. You put on a forced smile so as to not worry the ghost. Hi, Toast. You again. Were you on a quest to find a jacket? I was. The three of you sit around Morris like you were around a campfire. Oh, what's it got there? Sweets? He grabs a bag you brought from the store and pulls out one of the jelly drinks. It's food and toiletries for Morris. I figure I'd need to feed him. Nah, dog. I don't think you can just put food in him. Trust me, I've been in and out of hospitals. They usually put one tube in your mouth, then another. Where am I going to get that? You won't need all that. Just use one of my feathers. My healing is multi-purpose. It satiates the user, even alleviates exhaustion. That's handy. You're like a walking ambulance. Lucian sticks out his chest. But of course, for an angel of my caliber, treating physical wounds and providing basic needs is nothing. He conjures the feather delicately, sets it upon Morris's forehead like a waiter presenting the most decadent meal. You take the remaining drinks and pass one to Lucian. He raises an eyebrow at the gesture. Have one, I don't want to waste it. If I must. The three of you take a drink, worrying that some of the jelly might phase through, toasting and fall onto the floor. You head to the kitchen to grab a towel. Excuse me. You plot the towel right under where Toast's butt would be. Just sit on that if you're going to drink. Toast nods and does as commanded. Lucian tentatively sniffs the mouth of the drink bag before closing his eyes and taking a big gulp of it. His whole body shudders. It's cold and tastes like grapes. It barely tastes like orange for me. Ghost senses can't be helped. How your jacket hunt go? Toast stares down at his drink. Now a black jacket in sight. Heck, seemed like all them coats is up and disappeared from the town. Disappeared? Yeah, not a trace left behind. That's weird, right? Should we be concerned about this? You think that gang you started working with had anything to do with it? You seem to recall Jen mentioning how the coat was troubling them. Maybe. If they iced them all, that means the jacket is with the gang. I can check them out. No, don't. The two look at you confused. You bite your bottom lip, recalling Morris's concerns over talking about the gang. And bad news, just keep away, okay? Whatever you do, both of you, don't approach the gang's territory unless I say so. Leave it to me and Morris to handle them. I've been in the gang before. It ain't that bad. Can't be that different from when I was alive. Trust me, they're different. I wish I could tell you more, but I can't. You with a mixture of worry and confusion. They know you're hiding something from them. But what you know about mythical creatures has you more worried than your friends are. You can't let the gang suspect you that their secrets be known. You let out a big sigh and the three of you drink in silence. This jelly thing makes me want to get some pudding. Pudding? It's a soft, bouncy dessert. The one here are usually made of eggs and drizzled with caramel. Add some whipped cream and you'll know true joy after a bite. Lucian and Toast gulp. At least that's what my first pudding was like. Egg pudding. I've never had that. Let's get one. It is dinner time, but dude, you're just going to waste it. Just one bite then. Come on. Oh, please, please, please. Alright, fine, I'll order dinner after my shower. Lucian, do you want anything? Lucian chuckles and looks at you with an aloof smile. Guess not. Actually, I was going to propose us to give this pudding a try for research purposes. You chortle at the angel. Alright, see you guys after my shower. Boss over told to me. Hey. Let's draw something on Bacon's face. He'd be so surprised when he wakes up. The hyena guffaws. You. The next day, you return home from work to find Lucian and Toast have left. It's just you, Morris, and the floor mattress. You set your bag down next to Morris's briefcase, then bring a bowl of warm water and towels to Morris' side. Excuse me, Morris, I have to give you a bath. You wet a towel. The heat of the water causes you to flinch a little. You raise Morris's left arm and begin to wipe him down. You find he's surprisingly muscular under that chubby exterior. You douse the cloth in the water and wring it before wiping Morris's again. Now that you're done with both arms, you move to wipe his chest. You recount the first time you met King, how he offered you a job and inspired you to stay to figure yourself out. In the end, he never asked me for anything despite all the things he did for me. Alright, done with washing the upper body. Tower at the wedding, you set your sights for Morris's underwear. Should I? You reach for his waistband with the caution of a bomb diffuser, almost lifting it up before you pull your hand back. Nah, I don't need to. Kobu? I didn't touch anything, I swear. You toss the towel into the air and it lands back in the bowl of water with a loud splat. Morris. Without hesitation, you embrace the board tightly. He doesn't return the hug. Instead, you feel his head look around the room. How did I get here? I brought you here. Well, specifically, it was a team effort. Lucian and Toast helped. They kept you in one place while I helped to calm you down when you spread your arms wide to depict the width of Morris's demon form. Lucian? That guy from the store, the one dressed like he's on the cover of a romance model? Wait, why? I don't know. He thinks it looks good on him. No. Why did you go after that monster? That thing was a rampaging beast. It could have killed you. I couldn't just leave. It was you. Morris shakes his head. That wasn't me. When I transformed, I have no control over myself. The last time it came out, it went berserk, tearing up the monastery. How do you think I'd feel if I came to and found out you got hurt or worse? I imagine the same way I feel if I let you get hurt, even in that form. It seemed more scared than scary. I just had to talk to him for a bit and he changed back. What? That hasn't happened in years. It usually goes on a rampage for days. You calmed it down? How? You shrug. I have questions about the whole half-demon thing. Like when you transform, does all of you get? No. Okay then, what about the more serious questions? Like how did all this happen? Nuh-uh, zip it. No more questions about it until I say so. The overwhelmed Morris brushes his head, causing Lucian's feather to flutter into his lap. He picks it up and examines it closely. This isn't a normal feather. Demon magic? No, something different. Morris raises an eyebrow at you. Oh yeah, did I tell you that Lucian's also an angel? God. Yeah, that's his boss. He closes his eyes and rests the feather against his face. Yeah, he's here to find someone. He couldn't tell me more. No clues yet, but he's willing to help us King back while looking. Morris raises the palm of his hand to signal to you to stop talking. Did you happen to find a briefcase when I return to normal? Yeah, it's over there. I left your phone on it as well. You point to the briefcase sitting next to your backpack. Let me get dressed and I'll make contact with Jen. So soon? You just woke up. Don't you need rest? I'm fine. It's like I just took a good night's sleep. Lucian's feather must have done the trick. I'll thank him later. He takes out his phone, punches in his contact's number, and sets the phone to speaker mode. In a few seconds, the call connects. Who is this? It's me. Ah, the big bad demon then consumed the little pig he was saying. I saw your walking ball of dread went away and had hoped you and the demon had killed each other. You saw the battle? Does he know about Lucian and Toast? Yeah, you like that, wouldn't you? Now cough up the reward. I'll have a courier send the battery to your office. What about the underworld gate? Ah yes, that. You'll be happy to know that there's an underworld gate in Kibbleton located at the old arcade shop on Double Rock 1. Double Rock 1, that's still the old shopping district. Who made that gate? Why, we did, of course. You keep a stoic expression, but deep down your heart is a whirlwind of fear and anger. What are those creatures planning? How do we get access to it? I doubt it's just sitting there for anyone to use. Well, perhaps good old Mr. K could help if he's still around to receive the keys that make the gate functional. If he's around, where he's going? Do you know the coach laying seeds on Mr. K's man as we speak? Morris and you look at each other anxiously. Does it look so good? The sound munching comes through the phone speaker. Morris ends the call and turns to the door. Stay here. I got to make sure Mr. K survives. Hold up. You grab him by the hand. What do you even plan to do? This is a gang war. We don't have any stakes in it. We do. If Mr. K dies, then those keys fall in the hands of someone more powerful than that old codger. This is our best shot. Now stay here. It's safer. No, I get that this is important, but I'm not letting you go alone. Morris wrestles his hand free from your grasp, then grabs you by the shoulders, digging his digits in a little too now covers your field of vision. Listen to me. I can't let you get hurt because of my mistakes. Just let me do this. You see the desperation in his eyes. Morris, I get it. You're afraid, but we can protect each other. If you turn again, I'll be here to help bring you back. How can you not be scared of seeing what I turn into? Yeah, maybe I'm into men who turn into big beasts, into huge beasts, but also I'm not afraid because you'll be with me. Or snorts and lets go of you. He turns around without saying a word for a good minute. You're going to try to come along even if I say no, aren't you? I just might. Morris reaches for his briefcase and pulls out a stack of yellow paper slips. He then opens up a tear and stores his briefcase within it. I didn't see you do that before. Hidden spare compartment. Here, try these. You take the blank paper slips. A cold chill runs up your arm and down your spine, like a string reaching into you. Suddenly, each piece of paper radiates without missaping soul energy. Those are training talismans we use with new recruits at the monastery. I've kept those since I was a lad. They work at the cost of your soul energy. Why do your people have this? The monastery uses them to find new candidates. For one, they only react if you can access soul energy. Try and tear the talisman. If you have enough soul energy to manifest a spell, you could join the monastery. Considering your ability to see the supernatural, I bet there's a good chance it'll work. Okay. You begin to tug at one of the talismans. Black ink spreads out across the paper from your fingertips. You conceptualize opening a portal to Mars within your hand. Another tug and the paper whips. A breath of cool air escapes you as a chunk of your energy drains away. The blue portal emerges, one end before you, the other in front of Morris. It worked. You might want to consider a job hunting demons. You laugh nervously. Yeah, maybe I might. Interesting how your powers manifest. It seems to be made of the element of fire. Morris puts a hand through your portal, piercing your nose on the other side. Ow. The portal closes on its own and his hand vanishes. Doesn't do any damage, so it's not very useful in the fight, but would be a good way to escape. Do you put your hand through it without knowing that? I put my hands in more dubious places. Loosening limb isn't new to me. Anyways, we don't have enough time to study it in detail. How are you feeling? I'm good, just a little tired. Exactly, don't use them recklessly. They tap into your own soul to manifest the spells and regenerate. You stuff the extra talismans into your pocket. One more thing, you can't fight it if you cannot recognize friend from foe. He pulls out a different talisman. This one's blank. A blank piece of paper? This talisman has a copy of the ring's magic on it. They use it to disguise themselves in public. Now, hand me your glasses, like those talismans. These will train you to be attuned to the group's magic. Eventually, you won't need these glasses to see them. You hand your glasses to Morris. He whispers an incantation onto them. Inscriptions burn into the legs of the glasses before vanishing. Try looking at the talisman with these on now. You put on the glasses and look at the paper he's holding out. The image is clearly visible, a circle and a star at the side. I see it. Taking the glasses off, the mark is gone. On, and it reappears. Whoa, this would be so cool if they weren't so dangerous. Yeah, come on. Enough dallying. You nod and call a cab to pick you both up. You got Morris's talismans. Now you will be able to use demonic power without raising suspicion. You got a pair of enchanted glasses. These will allow you to see through the disguises of the mythical creatures and witness their magic. You lost $25. Your wallet will never forgive you. The cab ride from your place takes you up a hill overlooking all of Kibbleton. Morris sits in silence beside you on the back seat. He's looking outside at the scenery. You grip the hem of your swords, your heart pounding in your ears as your mind conjures monsters and other oddities awaiting you. I can do this. I have to, for King. Right before the cab reaches the top of the hill, Morris tells the driver to stop and you both get out. Do you see that? He points at the contour of a dark orb taller than the trees surrounding you. It smells familiar to when Morris turned into a demon, a field generated by someone strong. I see it. Do you know what it is? You feign ignorance. That's a concentrated massive field. Ancient text in the monastery has recorded high-ranking demons and angels being able to cast them. Mr. K is the first creature I know who can cast them as well. Inside, all rules of space, time, and reality become irrelevant. It's the world of the caster. Your best bet is to avoid it. Wrong? Is that one over there his? This will look like it, trust me. When you see his, you'll be swimming with the fishes. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Your heart beats faster. This Mr. K could be as dangerous as a colt. I wouldn't bet on it. Walking straight ahead and turning a sharp corner, you come upon the entrance to a hilltop mansion. The gate. Beneath your feet lies the busted wilderness of the mansion's automatic gate. A nearby trail of footsteps leads into the dark orb. I have sense to turn back. I ain't walking all the way back down this hill. And there's only one way to go. Entering the orb, a sickening miasma lingers in the air. You're standing within a courtyard. The cultists and game members are brawling in the distance. There's no time to take it all in. Blasts of magic fly through the air. The hooded figures are knocked down, but they keep getting back up. The cultists move slowly as if weighed down by an invisible force, barely reacting to kicks and punches delivered by their foes. A swing rings out to your right. Four of the cultists grab hold onto a griffin, biting and clawing at his wings and legs. The griffin punches one of their heads. Then its head spins in a full circle and continues trying to shake the cultists off. The cultists continue their assault as though nothing had happened to them. Ah, did you see that? Come on. One grabs your hand and rushes you into the manor. Inside you come upon a grand staircase. The foyer's opulence puts your teeny apartment to shame. You feel intimidated if it weren't for the ongoing cultist attack. Two mythical creatures lie dead on the floor. Long white bones have punctured their chests. Blue blood is oozing out of them. More screams can be heard from the room to your left and right. People yelling for help. Above you hear footsteps in the sound of rushing water. He's upstairs. Three white splotches appear on the foyer ceiling, from which goo slithers out, forming effigies before you. Their eyes and their forms solidify. They're wearing the coats, uniforms, but their faces are melting like boiling wax figures. Oddly enough, there are no taller than your knees. Those things are not people. Good, then I can do this. Boys cast a fireball at the creatures, the spell erupting into a pillar of flames. Even as they burn, the cultists make no sound. Their intense heat only served to melt their faces further. The ablaze creatures run towards you, far faster than the cultists outside. Run! They're too fast. One of them leaps up onto your chest. As it grabs onto your shirt, it inflates up like a balloon. Kobu! One casts a blast of air, sending the other two creatures towards the stairs. You whip a talisman in your pocket. A small portal emerges right in front of you, and another right above the other two. Quickly you shove the creature through the portal, its limbs breaking away like twigs. The monster follows through and explodes on the others, sending them flying across the foyer. Good job. You're pretty good with that spell, by the way. Yeah, you can thank video games for that. You both run up the stairs before the creatures can give chase. Morris leads you to the first room at the top of the stairs. The doors barely hang on by their hinges, the white paint now stained with blue blood. A pool of water seeps out beneath the threshold of the flame. Salty sea air fills your nostrils. Morris looks at you to confirm your preparedness. You nod back and help to push open the battered door. You feel a gust of soul energy, a fire wind that blows through your fur like a thunderstorm. As wind settles to reveal a looming figure with his back turned towards you, he raises a limb that splits into three tentacles and as though signaling you not to approach. Across from him, a mortal dressed in the cultist garbs is smiling eerily at the looming figure. This cult member's jacket is different from the others. The patch on his arm is completely filled. He carries with him a disturbing confidence. Raising an open hand in your direction, the cult member speaks. Allies in the monster came to die. How many have you enslaved with your powers, Kraken? No matter, send as many as you like, and I will strike them all down with righteous fury, for I am Prometheus, and I will enlighten mortal kind. The cultist nails his eyes. His smile dips slightly. Your silence betrays you, Kraken. I sense your fears. You see how one man has undone so many of your allies, leaving you all alone. You will regret the day you underestimated our kind, thinking your magic allows you to rule over us. We are no more. Prometheus' eyes bulged outward. No use repenting for your sins. Your kingdom has fallen, as shall you, and in its place I shall rebuild heaven on earth. Your chatter doesn't amuse me. You intrude on my home, desecrate it with your unnatural magic, kill my companions, and you have the guts to lecture me about sin. You don't understand an iota of what power you yield now. Tell me, how could a dim-witted fool such as yourself be able to obtain this magic? You would never understand this power is a gift for this power is a gift for my loyal and loving followers. They entrusted their souls unto me, for I was still dream of a world free from death and your kind's influences. You speak with such conviction. You fooled even yourself. However, like your name, your words are stained with lies. Parasites like you are a dime a dozen. A false savior that is merely perpetuating others to leap off ledges so you may stand over their corpses. You're nothing special, never have been, never will be. This shameless magic field of yours is proof of your pathetic need for reverence. I wager you are nothing more than an insignificant nothing, someone the world would never even consider if left alone. You stumble into this world thinking that makes a chosen individual, but to me you're just another meal. Silence, you don't know me. I'll make you now to my power. Rats like splotches appear across the floor. The zombie cultists slowly emerge from them. Mr. K chuckles. The folly of the young. You think being able to command millions and cause a little chaos means power. Power is the ability to shape your own reality. Absolute power is making it the only reality others abide to. The Kraken claps his tentacles, forming a circle. Get him! The wave of zombies charge at him. Mr. K raises the circle up to his right eye and exclaims, "Yes, one room wide to do." Kobu, hold my, and blast of soul energy then consumes the entire room. In an instant, you find yourself submerged in water. You panic, kicking about when a pair of hands grab you by your armpits and drags you up above the surface of the water. "Yeah, Morris!" Morris drags you out onto a beach. Stay calm. We're trapped in Mr. K's attack. Mr. K stands not too far from the both of you. He turns around promptly. "Morris, you and your friends better know how to swim. I'm not holding back. Sit." Morris helps you out. Stay alert. He's not going to be thinking about our safety. Right. Both of you are on a small sandy island in the middle of a vast ocean. The pale moonlight illuminates the area around you like a spotlight. This world is not real, merely a pocket dimension that you have had the misfortune of being pulled into. You are awash with feelings of familiarity and fear. Vendrake demonstrated a similar power while you were learning from him a power you have yet to grasp. Mr. K moves to the edge of the beach, his eyes trained on his opponent. Morris is standing next to you, watching for an attack to reach. Prometheus uses the bodies of his zombie cultists as a raft in the water. He's keeping his distance from the looming Kraken. His stubborn cronies from earlier are nowhere to be found. Interesting, I don't remember beats being here whenever I use this spell. Perhaps the shape of my soul has changed over the years. Reminiscing over your old home, Kraken? Take a good look, cause I'm burying you here. The cultist dashes towards Mr. K. Bodies of his minions appear in time with his steps, building a bridge of corpses towards his goal. Suffer. His hands glow white as he summons 3 magic circles in the air. Corpses launch out like a barrage of missiles towards the mythical creature. Mr. K plants his feet. With a raise of his hand, 4 massive tentacles, the length and width of telephone poles, spring up instantly and take the hit from the flying corpses. The cult leader approaches Mr. K when one of the tentacles swoops down and they attempt to grab him. Prometheus summons a small hill of corpses, lifting him high above the attacking tentacle. A tentacle smacks the corpse hill, and Prometheus squeals with excitement as his minions catch him. You've overstepped. Mr. K's hand glows blue. With the pulse of his hand, a massive wave rises in front of him, knocking into Prometheus. You expect the cultist to block the attack with his corpses, but he doesn't bother. The wave consumes him whole. Your heart jumps, expecting the fight to be over, but then he flies out in the ocean towards the clouds. He can fly? Suspended in midair, Prometheus laughs maniacally. Struggle all you might. It will all be meaningless soon enough. You cannot kill me. I'll conquer death. A tentacle sprouts from beneath Prometheus. The cultist quickly summons a wall of corpses more than necessary to block the attack, all the while he flies even higher, as though he's afraid of tentacles. The cultist's hands glow, and small white corpses appear around them, each no longer than a foot in size. They weave around his hands as if affected by some electric force. He moves faster and faster, a dark orb of energy forming within Prometheus' grasp. Enough games. He tosses the ball at Mr. K, who forms a bubble of water around himself. The moment the energy ball hits a massive explosion, ignites the sky. Have some more. It gives the Kraken no chance to counter, summoning another ball of energy and throwing it again and again at Mr. K's barrier. The third hit breaks a portion of Mr. K's bubble. Before he could close the exposed area, another energy ball explodes. Mr. K squeezes in agony. Unease courses through your body. We need to do something. You got a plan? I have a hunch we need to distract that cultist and get Mr. K to end with one of his tentacles. This is the correct answer here, but if you pick this answer, it will just bring it back to this choice here. So it's best to go with this answer here. Protect Mr. K. You'll see the moment when Mr. K needs to attack. Go. You use one of the talismans to conjure a portal beside the Kraken's barrier. Morris rushes through the portal in front of him and reappears at Mr. K's side. Mr. K. What are you doing, boy? Prometheus fires another blast at the boar. You counter by bringing forth a portal right in front of the blast and redirecting it back at the cultist. The attack hits a wall of corpses, but still sends Prometheus back a good meter. He's avoiding your tentacles. I can see that. Then we just got to make it so he can't avoid them anymore. And your little friend is willing to be the distraction. Mr. K undoes his defenses. His head drips with blue blood. You have a better idea? Huh. Prometheus regains his bearings. His eyes lock onto you. He can sense the raised building within him. Let's see you dodge this. Prometheus nosedives towards you when an energy ball charged up. Lots of harpoons. His right hand darkens with black ink that forms into symbols of an unknown language. The water beside you glow red hot. 5 harpoons fire out like missiles targeted upon the cultist's heart. Prometheus halts the descent and redirects his blast at the harpoons midair. The two attacks clash against one another, neither giving away. Mr. K's right hand burns from the ink of it. The cultist prepares another blast of energy within his right hand. Morris fires 2 massive fireballs at him from the enemy's right hand side, one staggered behind the other. I see your trick. Don't underestimate me with something so simple. He switches his spell in his right hand. Prometheus summons a wall of corpses to block. The first fireball explodes upon making contact with the wall. Prometheus laughs maniacally. You seize the moment and whip out another talisman. Rig, huh? The second fireball enters a portal. We are emerging directly above the cultist's head. The fireball welts into a pillar of fire, like a sun burning above the gloomy sea. The flames consume the cultist's entire body. Mr. K's attack is completely blocked by the foe's final energy ball, but it doesn't matter anymore. Prometheus's unconscious body hangs in the mid-air. Finish it now! Mr. K snaps his fingers. The island rumbles. All 8 of the Kraken's tentacles rise from the ocean, quadruple the size they were before, each capable of towering over a double-story building. The tentacles entangle around Prometheus, 2 binding each limb. The cultist shrieks as he comes to. No, no, no! He summons corpses again. They last along, the tentacles explode madly. A last-ditch effort to try to free him in vain. This wasn't supposed to happen. I did everything right. No. The tentacles pull away in opposite directions, ripping the mortal asunder. His remains are dragged into the depths of the sea. It's done. The roaring ocean rises signaling the close of the Kraken's imaginary world. In an instant, everything is swallowed in a blanket of white mist. You are returned to the office room from before. You are standing before Mr. K with Morris to his right. You look around in a daze. A black leather jacket suddenly falls from the ceiling onto your lap, accompanying its descent in a blue flame. It floats towards you, seemingly drawn to your presence. Within the flicker of its flames, images of a child give way to a somber-looking adult, then the cultist you saw before. You feel it calling out to you, a wish for you to know its life. The soul. Mr. K's shadow darkens your vision. He's looming above you. He grabs the soul and unceremoniously drops it into his waiting maw. The fur on your back stands on end. Everything seems to move in slow motion as the soul falls into his mouth and is swallowed whole. After a satisfied burp, Mr. K's eyes fall into you. Let's talk, kiddo. To be continued. Thanks for playing the latest update. If you want to let us know how we're doing, leave a rating and comment on our Itch.io page. We want to hear from you. Where the Demon Lurks is supported by those who sponsor us on Patreon. Consider supporting us so we can make the game bigger and better. Or you can support us by buying our merch, available from the fine folks at PowerPoint Press. If you want to be kept up to date on the development, feel free to follow our Twitter or join our Discord. So that was Morris's update. This Mr. K, who the cult leader called Kraken, right? There's a Kraken or a giant octopus, but anyway, Mr. K, he has something to do with the keys that helps with the portals and having access to the portals that can take Kobo to the demon world and face Vendrake. So in the next Morris update, he's gonna provide some help for Kobo and Morris when it comes to the gate. So about Morris and him being turned into a demon, I figured at the end of the last update that there was something about him in that demon form that made him recognize Kobo. And there was that part of him never truly left that demon form. It was still Morris deep inside that demon, because it still recognized Kobo, and after Kobo managed to turn him back to his regular self, him in demon form, he looked vulnerable. He looked very vulnerable and scared, so Kobo had to reassure him that things are going to be okay, and that managed to do the trick. And when Morris woke up from his coma a little while later, he thought himself in that demon form as some kind of vicious monster, but Kobo told him, no, you weren't a vicious monster, you were somebody who was scared and frightened. So this really turned out to be what I thought it would be, looking for, Kobe will look for Morris and try to console him. Because I knew that as the last Morris update ended, he looked like someone who still recognized Kobu. I mean, that's still a part of Morris inside that demon. He wasn't this wild, crazy, and unhinged demon. So that's all to say for now for the Demon Lurks. It's been a little while since we last played this, so the next update probably won't come out till later this year. So, and the Morris update itself probably won't come out till maybe next year, really. But anyway, whenever the new Morris update comes out, we'll continue with it, and as well as the other characters. So thank y'all very much for watching. Goodbye.